Something despicable is happening in Utah. Hi, I'm Joe from the Utah Rivers Council, and this is Liquid Courage, a no bull about water in Utah.
Were you responsible for the handout on the floor of the House?
Could you be more specific, Representative? Yes, I believe that's ours.
That's despicable.
That was a 2026 Legislative Committee hearing on HB 501, a gigantic tax totaling up to 3% of your area's median household income, which will get added to your water bill. Just so we're clear, a typical water rate increase might be an additional 3 to 5% increase to your water rates. 3% of your income is much larger. Since this is a tax on median income, if you earn less than your neighborhood's median, you'll pay a much larger percentage of what you earn. This will devastate those of us struggling to make ends meet during America's affordability crisis. The justification for this huge tax increase is the claim that Utah needs $1 billion a year for water infrastructure. This claim is grossly exaggerated for many reasons. It was calculated by ignoring all water rate revenues going to infrastructure, all sales tax revenues for water, all property taxes collected for water, and the ability of water suppliers to issue bonds. This financial disinformation, and the tax itself, is the furthest thing from the economic conservatism our elected officials claim to hold dear. That's why we distributed this handout, which quotes former President Ronald Reagan and called on legislators to embrace fiscal conservatism. During the committee hearing, the Utah Rivers Council's Executive Director, Zach Frankel, offered a substantive critique of the $1 billion farce I just unpacked. But instead of asking details about this $1 billion exaggeration, a legislator called it despicable to reference President Reagan, and then the chair cut off the microphone.
Thank you. I'm going to respond to that, if I could, because Thomas Jefferson said,
Your time is over, sir.
no government should be without critics, and there was nothing...
Leveraging your authority to malign a critic and cutting off their mic for raising valid concerns about legislation is a shocking abuse of power. You might even call it despicable. Ironically, the Thomas Jefferson quote Zach was trying to share goes, "No government should be without critics. If its intentions are good, then it has nothing to fear from criticism." HB 501 just passed through the House, so please call your senators and tell them to oppose HB 501's big government tax to fuel wasteful spending. Visit UtahRivers.org to learn more. See you next time.